Your awakening message begins now. So open your soul. Maybe Fez is for you. October overview. Halt, stuck, or stymied over the past few months. That's about to change. Saturn in Capricorn has recently terminated retrograde, and Pluto in Capricorn can do constant simply before midnight, PDT, on October. A pair of time and realities dictates hit the forward march, currently heating a lot of specific drumbeat. Each transits are onerous at work on the completion of lengthy chapter, whereas also actively in script development for succeeding plot. We have also been beneath the influence of Jupiter's square to Neptune, a transit that has been in result since the beginning of the year. Jupiter-Neptune has unbroken the potential and the uncertainty well afloat. Having surpassed their peak as of last month, see paragraph below, the duo can increasingly disengage because the month advances. As this happens, what's already in existence however that has on the loose full read can make its presence higher known. Once the writing on the wall becomes clearer, Jupiter and Sagittarius, a future certain pilot, aims to take the ball and run with it. The last Jupiter-Neptune peak, September 21st, has launched a formal impeachment inquiry into Trump. For those astrologically versed, transiting Jupiter is strictly on Trump's south node and opposing his Uranus, undermining his campaign for re-election on October 21st. Jupiter-Neptune has also unearthed previous pictures of Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in makeup costume. British Supreme Court has dominated that Boris Johnson's suspension of Parliament was embezzled, misleading the Queen is almost an interpretation for Jupiter/Neptune. At the time of this writing, Parliament is back in session and requesting Johnson's resignation. Seers, movement in Sagittarius for many of this year, catches up to Jupiter on October 25th. This conjunction completes the information-gathering mandate started in 2012. Marking the beginning of a brand new hunting season, Seers, Jupiter have a target already lined up, to true our aim concerning what's in our highest and best interests, to line up our beliefs so as to maximize our artistic potential, and to induce us higher up to hurry with what lies on the road ahead. Supporting the Saturn and Pluto agenda, Seers, Jupiter moves us on a completion and a seeding track of significance. To an outsized extent, what's in motion and what's meant to bridge us into succeeding part of the journey is already well beneath means. That's to not say that life or the longer term is fated, however that it's turning into a lot of clear, that increasingly we are becoming higher clued in. Setting bigger wheels in motion, the Seers, Jupiter transit on October 25th makes an immediate impact to Trump's chart, shooting directly at his moon, conjunct, opposite his sun. The transit is likely place Trump on the run or into flight in summary double means. All three personal planets amendment signed this month. On October 3rd, simply a couple of hours when Pluto ends retrograde, Mercury enters Scorpio. Mars enters Libra at the tip of constant day. Through the center of November, Mars revs up personal, social, and money relationships, trends, politics and contracts, karmic, actual. What's motivating or compelling you, them or it? What's lurking within the recesses of need, and compulsion? Venus in Scorpio on October 8 takes it deeper, makes it a lot of emotional, a lot of impactful, and maybe a lot of imperative. Venus in Scorpio and Mars in Libra in mutual reception, in each other's signs, are enriched by every other's resources. Mercury in Scorpio, Venus in Scorpio, and Mars in Libra have slated this next month more or less for a power play, for the endeavor of important and critical karmic work. The total moon in Aries on October 13, square Pluto, and therefore the new phase of the moon in Scorpio on October 27, opposite Uranus, loan themselves out for precisely this purpose. Remember that you just can solely feel the impact of these transits on a private note if they're creating direct contact to your chart. Otherwise, you'll merely blank witness or be indirectly affected. The full moon in Aries on October 13th, Thanksgiving weekend in Canada, is in dynamic tension to Pluto. Noting favor from Jupiter, trine the Sun, sextile the total moon, it may be the start of obtaining things occupation and improved direction. It can create a decent weekend for a getaway. Let yourself off the hook or cut yourself further slack. The new moon in Scorpio on October 27 may have quite kicked to that. It may even feel somewhat sort of a phase of the moon, because of the involvement of Uranus by opposition and Mars, Saturn square. Stay up for the brakes to return off or for a hot button to be pushed. This new moon may trigger tough breakup, see a difficult, but necessary and timely, corner turned, or provoke one thing political. A weather extreme is among chance too. Uranus is often sensible for a few degree of intensity, stress, or shock worth. On the opposite hand, Uranus will trigger an exceptional chance, particularly for the brave of heart and the shrewd visionary. Mercury in Scorpio begins retrograde motion on October 31st. Stay up for preliminary hints and clues. Don't take things for granted, don't discount or glaze over it, you'll miss out one thing vital. At constant time, don't let worry or obsession get the higher of you. The retrograde agenda can begin to line up as early as October 10/11 once Mercury begins what's called the shadow part. Mercury ends retrograde at constant degree, 11 Scorpio, on November 21st. The retrograde will dial up problems with trust and abandonment, sex, drugs, addictions, and self-sabotage. To the end, Mercury retrograde in Scorpio will assist you to induce a lot of committed to and management initiative, whether that has got to do with inner work, health, finances or relationship situation. At the time of this writing, Brexit is regular to take place on October 31st at 2300 hours GMT, roughly 5 hours when Mercury begins retrograde. It's not the best time to be beginning anything. Can it get pushed back once more or can the deal fall apart? Noting the future eclipses, December 26, Jan 10, it's probably Brexit can get a time extension, to the tip of January, and leave with accept place. Share our messages, too. I will provide a daily angelic guidance number love, and angelic blessing, send of the message, watch your channel, Awakening People. Previous videos for a universal understanding, subscribers will be updated with the latest articles, and informations. Leave your suggestions, in the field below. All the love to you, beautiful souls. And, we are proud of you as viewers, and of your support for your channel. All for Awakening People. And please support us to develop our work.